So Pokemon Go app has updated the text of remote raid passes to indicate that we are soon to be limited to the amount of remote raids we can do in a single day. This is going to seriously impact how a lot of people play the game. I think this is a very bad idea. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't think y'all are prepared to see this, but let's open up the image right here. Yes, this right here is what we got. Remote raid passes. Pass to join a raid battle remotely. You can join, in brackets, 0 raids a day. Niantic, I know you are pretty much the CEO, okay? The kingpin of making horrible choices for your player base. But I just gotta ask, what the literal fuck is this? Oh, but we ain't done yet, ladies and gentlemen. Remote raids literally saved the game during 2020 and 2021 and have been the driver of revenue and even player interaction in the game ever since. With this and the recent shift away from global ticket for Go Tour with boosts to a local event, I'm just confused. Aren't we all, Joe? Aren't we all? They have now removed the text with the remote raid passes and set it to how it was. But the fact it went up means that this limit is coming, and almost certainly soon. We'll see how it goes. I also want to showcase / talk about some of the replies here, because some of those replies not only echo the same thoughts and sentiment that I have in general when it comes to this situation, but I'm sure a lot of the Pokemon Go players would agree with said sentiments. So we have ourselves Mega Luigi saying, I think it's a very good idea, because since the remote raids are here, people don't meet each other in local raids. Local raids are now sad because you can't find nobody to do this. To which Joe responds, then the best way is to incentivize local raids, not nerf remote raids. And that's just it, you know? Like Niantic, if you have the ability to tie your shoes and count to 5, you would understand that something as easy to understand as this is going to benefit your players. Rather than taking shit away, give incentives, incentivize and motivate your players. You want players to get out and go, yet you're taking things away from your players. And said incentives are highlighted by Dre here. Bingo! Better rewards for standard raids, more XL candy, one-time use incubators, buffed shiny odds would do wonders. Yeah, as a matter of fact it would. Nerfing remote passes won't get players to raid in person anymore. They'll just put less time into the game. Very short-sighted move, in my opinion. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, Dre. Niantic is pretty much king when it comes to being short-sighted. Let's all be honest about that. Now, this thread right here is very interesting, and all for the wrong reason. So, we have ourselves Darth saying, the whole concept of Pokemon Go was to go out and explore. I think this is a great way to get people out again. No, it's not. Taking away from your players is never the great way to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had me in the first half of your sentence, but then everything past that just falls apart. Pokemon Go is meant for people to get out and go, but you know what? Because of times changing and because of features being added and taken away, you know, the perspective of many people have changed when it comes to how they play the game. It's just that simple. But let's carry on here. Joe ends up responding by saying both? Both is good. Yes, that's right. Darth says, you can still do both. They aren't getting rid of remotes. No, they're not getting rid of remotes, but it wouldn't be too surprising if Niantic decided to pull a stupid-ass stunt like that. I mean, they're certainly on their way, it seems, because we have ourselves them limiting the amount of remote raids that their players can do. So, you know, while they're not directly getting rid of remotes, they're definitely causing more problems with these limitations. Joe says, you don't cultivate good player-based connection by taking away stuff to incentivize doing something else. To incentivize, you should add and give extra benefit, not take stuff away. Damn right. Couldn't have said it any better. So Darth responds, please show me where remote passes are being taken away permanently. I'll wait. That is not the discussion, my guy. I think you might need to check your eyes to see if you still got that 20/20 vision, you know what I'm saying? That's not what we're talking about at all here. Now, Silly Pilled ends up making a pretty witty reply here by saying, Pokemon fans try not to dick ride companies making bad decisions, impossible challenge. And yeah, there are those out there that no matter how objective and how bad things are when it comes to company decisions impacting their player base, you're still gonna have people licking up their boots. It also seems like when it comes to Niantic and their bootlickers, Niantic fans, they seem to forget about something very, very important here. Because Pokemon Go isn't how it once was years ago for many reasons, remote raid passes are a huge blessing in disguise because you still have players that love the game for what it is. And when it comes to the remote raids, they're able to raid with people remotely rather than having to go all the way to a raid and be left with disappointment when not enough players show up. Remote raid passes are objectively a good thing and very profitable. If Niantic, really cares about all that money and stuff like that, like Vince McMahon, remote raids are very, very profitable, yet they're shooting themselves in the leg by, limiting these things, by taking away from the loyal players that make them the most money. Now, in all fairness, this right here hasn't been applied, at least as far as my end goes. I had to dust off my Pokemon Go account just to check for myself, and we didn't have that change when it comes to remote raid pass limitations, thankfully. But there are data mines going on saying that this right here is going to be a thing, and I hope to God, for the sake of the remainder of loyal, good-hearted players, that this is not the case. Because this right here is just straight up bullshit. This right here is straight up not right. Many players, Niantic, have had to put up with your shitty decisions and incompetence for years. And do you want to know why they put up with that? Because of their love for Pokemon. You take advantage of the nostalgia and the love that people have for Pokemon by turning all of this into a profit. And I understand, you're a company, you gotta make money. But for the love of all that is right, think of your goddamn fans, Like, shit. Like, Niantic, I'm sure there's people out there that want to support you, but you are making this an impossible challenge for many people to do exactly that, with shitty decision after shitty decision, with incompetence after incompetence, with a lack of communication after lack of communication, with broken promises, with blaming your players for your fuck-ups. Yeah, that is a thing now. Look it up in my past videos I've done recently. Niantic is just like, you can't stop spiraling out of control. You can't stop fucking up. You can't stop fucking around. You can't stop screwing over your fan base. Like, what did your fans do to deserve this? Like, while I'm not a player anymore, therefore I don't have really a stake in this when it comes to things in-game, I still have a stake in this when it comes to a personal level, because unlike you, Niantic, I give a shit about your players. I give a shit about their voices being heard. And yes, while I'm not big like Mystic 7 or Trainer Tips Nick or any of the other big Pokemon Go YouTubers that you potentially pay off, I still will be that voice, because the smallest voice can in fact make a difference, and I hope mine does for everyone here. Like, Niantic, I will give you credit for something, okay? And that is the fact that you are like the gift that keeps on giving, and don't misunderstand that. I don't say that in a good way at all. I say it in the regard that with your string of stupidity that you have been showing over the last few days or so, it's allowed for me to create content to roast your sorry asses. But also at the same time, it comes with a price, because with bad decisions for me to roast, it means more players are being screwed over thanks to you. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honestly really not even sure what else can be said here at this point, and I don't know how much lower Niantic can sink. I always ask myself this, but it seems like that Niantic somehow manages to lower my expectations as time ticks on. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for now. I don't know if Niantic is going to be making any more bad decisions. I highly doubt they're going to stop at this rate, but I will definitely keep serving up them roasts. I will definitely make sure that my takes are well done, like a well done steak. So with that being said, guys, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your time as well in viewing this video. Have yourself a damn good one, you beautiful people. I'll see you next time. Well, once again, except for Niantic, fuck you.